All right, I'm going to go live. Silver, according to Kitco, is right now at 71.27 an ounce. Gold at 4,493.40 an ounce. So I figured I'd do a live instead of trying to make a video, process it, and just say silver 71. There were a lot of predictions, a lot of people saying, hey, it's going to do this, it's going to hit by the end of the year. And a lot of things in the economy globally were supposed to happen in this time period and in the first quarter. So, honestly, I'm not a uh, financial analyst. I kind of follow things and trends, but not to where, like the other guys that cover the metals that I can make predictions or comments. I did not really think it would go that high. Okay. And the fact that the financial institutions that control it, I believe, always have, these guys ain't asleep at the wheel. They got some sort of plan to where like JP Morgan ain't going to be bankrupt and shut down. Okay. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay. We're not going to have like the 1929 stock market crash because it does not do wealthy, powerful people good for this to happen to them. But on the other hand, I watched several different things, and like they're saying, silver is still a consumable commodity. And I'm going to bring up some other things about this. And also, the geopolitical realm has a lot to do also with what's going on. Um, the fact silver's being consumed, let's go back to silver. Silver's being consumed, for solar panel, electric cars, all this other things. And I've heard where there's laws and requirements now that all the school buses in one state by 2030 something, all school buses must be electric. So this means that the electric vehicle thing isn't stopping. And there are breakthroughs in battery technology every other day. And what it does, it consumes silver, be it for cell phones, computers, whatever. That's some of the driving force. And let's not forget solar panels. I've heard that there's legislation trying to close down wind farms, giant propellers. So they're going to have solar farms, solar panels, huge consumer of silver. Now that's driving it up. And gold is being used. Now, this is where the economic war comes in. They're using gold as an asset to back national currency. Russia, China, India. A lot of these entities are tired of us shoving them around, dictating them, pressuring them with sanctions and that. So there is an economic war going on. Okay. And silver and gold do play a part in it. Okay. It's being used as a weapon, an economic weapon also. So now we have, and watching all of this, I was worried more of a collapse of the financial system with the amount of debt, with the amount of people defaulting on their debts to create a collapse or even a depression. We're in some sort of recession right now, and we have been for quite some time. Now, what's going on also is very, very strange. Kind of this week, when I guess the way the one guy explained it is all the big banks sold all their short positions and now they only have long contracts. Okay, or somehow they did something to keep from going totally bankrupt. So the big banks are still there. But what's going on now also is you get a lot of these strange things going on. AI, number one, they said that there is another loss of white collar jobs through AI, that there's people losing their jobs. So there's another group of people being unemployed, which is not good. And then we go on to, I guess somebody else said something, the meat industry where they process beef, at the meat, slaughterhouses, whatever, where they process, food. Um, there's layoffs there. People are not buying or something, so there's some kind of background. So there's another industries are getting hit. And then in the middle of all of this, of course, President Trump gets out and states that he's going on a shipbuilding program. Okay, because already we're in several little naval engagements in the Caribbean with Venezuela, but Trump said he's going to rebuild the Navy. And I mean, he said some crazy stuff. I am a naval veteran. I remember, I went to a new ship. I was in the shipyards. Actually, if they got a contract out there, Todd LA Pacific, when I was discharged, I had a job waiting for me, but Bath, Maine won the contract for the Aegis class destroyers. So I know something about the Navy shipyards and shipbuilding. And what Trump's saying sounds kind of far fetched, but if he's really going to do it, it's what this country does really need. But here's the problem: since the 1990s, our military was cut in half, all branches, Navy, Army, Marines, Air Force, all of it. They were cut in half after the first Gulf War. I think we went from 14 carrier battle groups in the Navy to six. Those are built around aircraft carrier battle groups. Uh, I heard talk of them bringing all the old World War II battleships back out, okay, which they did that back in the 80s and 90s. But now he come out and announced that they're going to build frigates, which they never really did quite replace the ships I was on. It's because of the older weapon system or radar and that. And we used to keep 50 frigates and 50 destroyers, is what we had at all times. They only built five or something of these ships to replace it, and they were unsatisfactory. They were going to build some sort of Italian designed frigate up there in the Great Lakes in the shipyard, and I guess they canceled that program. And whatever the ship, which if you stay with the news, you've seen where they're down there, a Coast Guard cutter or some sort, which is actually smaller than the Perry class frigate I was on and less crew, um, is engaging the Venezuelan Navy. Okay, was in an actual shootout with the Venezuelan Navy. So now he's going to build a ton of them. He's going to reopen all the shipyards. And ever since the 90s, we've closed all the bases. All the shipyards have closed. The only ones they have is the amphib yard down in Pascagoula. I think Bath must still be open. They closed the Philadelphia repair yards. They closed Charleston repair facility. They closed another yard down in Florida. I don't know how he's going to do this. And I don't know if there's anybody building anything on the West Coast. Okay. So what he's talking about rebuilding the Navy, building a golden fleet, and building a new class of battleship, which we have not built something like that since World War II, and the Wisconsin class, at the four of them we got, or whatever, the Iowa class, whatever the hell it is, the Jersey, them four. We have never built anything like that before. Now he's talking about building the Trump class. So I don't know. Things are weird. Silver and gold. He said gold's going to 5 grand, and silver, it's broke loose. The old system and what control is gone, and it's gonna be a free for all. They're talking $100 an ounce silver soon. You know, this 10-ounce bar. Maybe something I can get a used car with it someday. Um, so where's it gonna go? I have no idea. Me personally, I kind of stopped buying it when it started going to $40 an ounce. To me, it was too much, especially when you're getting it when it's 25, 28. To see it go to 40, then you wonder, is it going to do what it historically does, drop back? Um, then when you've seen it go 40, then 50, and you're like, and everybody's like, is this going to shoot back down to $30 or something? And it could happen. But now, from what everyone's saying and what things are going on globally, we're in a shooting war down in South America. We got China, Russia, and some other foreign countries exerting financial battles with us. The economy, how good it is, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm leery. And now all of a sudden Trump comes out and he's gonna reverse everything, close the door on our funding and Social Security, paying for illegals, and rebuild the Navy, and I don't know, put a base on the moon. Who the hell knows? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy. Is it all a sideshow? Where is the economy going? With silver, a lot of guys are calling it. It's gonna hit 100 soon. How many days we got? What do we got here? It's Tuesday, 23rd. We got 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 trading days, because I don't know if they trade in Asia. If they're Christians, they don't believe in Christmas and none of that crap. Uh, but yeah, because it trades globally. We can see all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. Will it hit 100 in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Got 10 days till the end of the year. I don't know how many of them are going to be trading days, but we got about 10. Let's see if it goes to 100. Leave something down in the comments if you would. And so that's my spiel and my thoughts on it in this live. All right, stay tuned.